Alright guys, so welcome back to Gamer Today. Today we're going to talk about transforming, yes, fusing unwanted items together to create something new. I will mention to you guys, this is not something you should do early game. Until you get more transform keys that can get you into those epic and legendaries, there's no reason to. These rare weapons are okay, and the only reason I can even remotely think to do this would be if you want to use them for your defenders. That's the only reason you would use these transform keys early game, because they really don't do very much for you at this point, especially if you're like mid-game Plankerton. This is quite pointless. But anyways, I'm going to explain this to you guys in case you want to use this for your defenders early game or mid-game, or if you have all the other transform keys, so you at least understand how this works, especially if you have the epic and legendary keys. So basically the first one's going to be melee weapons, ranged weapons, survivors, then you got traps, then you got the random, which lets you get either a ranged or melee weapon. So for the purposes of this video, let's use the melee. So this would give me a rare melee. I could put as much as I want in here. I could put only maybe a couple items, or I could fill up all these slots. And again, since we're just using rares, I don't recommend using all 5 slots. Let me show you what I mean. So we could even use survivors to basically make a rare weapon. I don't think so. Nothing like that makes sense. So tab over till you see something like your schematics. Now, assuming you have a schematic you don't like, something like this one, which is a common, well, obviously I'm okay with getting rid of it, so I'm going to put that in there and slot it. I also have this rare reverb. Maybe I don't like this one, and I really don't, because it doesn't have anything all that exciting about it. It's not horrible, but I wouldn't really necessarily want it, right? It shows me the research points I have and the requirements that I need to make a new item. But since I'm actually going exceeding those research points, what ends up happening is you get the schematic XP back, which means I'm basically getting a batch recycle out of all this as well. So essentially what I could do is just back out like this, go back in, and go and put this reverb in there by itself. I'm already exceeding, and I'll still get back some XP on it. Yeah, go ahead, let's try it, right? We don't know what we're going to get at this point. It's going to destroy the item. It'll also give me some schematic XP back. Click OK. We actually got an uncommon in this particular case. So that's right, it didn't actually give me a rare item, but that's because you didn't read can create up to a rare item. And this will always be the case with these transform keys. They can create up to the specific level of item. But in this particular case, the max level is a rare, a blue item. Not the best. So some of you might say, well, that was dumb, why'd you do that? Well, I wanted to show you the point and how that actually works. Anyways, let's use survivors next. Okay, so let's use survivors. How did this work? Well, we could use anything, guys. Any of these things can be used to make this survivor. So I want you to understand, you could use anything and everything, basically. In this case, what we're going to do is we're going to get a bunch of these common defenders out of the way. I really don't like them, and honestly, they get in my nerves. So these common defenders, almost useless because they don't have enough going on for them. I'm going to get rid of a bunch of these guys. Maybe I'll throw in a common. There we go. So we're exceeding the point we need. You can see the max level has been reached. Okay, so we got some XP coming back to us, just like a batch recycle. Now we should get a rare item. There we go. We got a rare survivor out of that. And the reason for it is we exceeded and mixed the max level. In this case, the max level is for a rare. If we had a higher max level, we could have even gotten epic or legendary. In this case, we don't have that key or that transform key necessary to do that. Some of you guys are wondering, how do you actually get to the point where you have those legendary keys? You need to start making your way through this quest, because that's the only way you'll get it. By Canny Valley, you should have more to your disposal. So that's when I really recommend starting to do this, because it's very useful. I'm going to show you another example in case you don't get it. So she's worth 32 points. I'm already maxed out my level, if you could see that right there. So I only need one of her technically, and I can transform her into a rare item every time. So the idea with the main takeaway is just match the points to the limit in this case. So it's 30. That's the maximum points that we need. We don't need more than that. We can just keep doing this. Next level of 80 to get that rare ranged weapon. For melee, it's also 80 as well. For rare survivor, it only takes 30. For a trap, it's 93, which is a bit expensive. Basically, just use it for your survivors until you get more of the epic and legendary keys. Anyways, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the short tutorial about transforming, and when you guys get those better keys, you'll be able to fuse and get those unwanted items out of your inventory and get something new that's actually worthwhile. But early game, don't worry yourself with it. Do it for occasionally if you've got a ton of survivors and stuff you really don't need, maybe, and you'll get some, recycled XP and different schematic XP back out of the deal. So it's not too bad, and it doesn't cost that much to do if you're just doing it for survivors. But for guns, it's a bit of a waste. Maybe early game, but yeah, don't worry yourself about it. Anyways, guys, if you like the video and like the content, make sure to subscribe and tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. This has been Gamer Today.